is Bob. My last name is Nameng, Bob Nameng. I live in Kliptown, and I'm the founder of Soweto Kliptown Youth Foundation, which was founded in 1987. And I came in Kliptown 1978. What else can I say? I'm just doing community development, and I'm involved in people's lives in different ways, particularly the children and the young people interact with everybody. So I'm a proud citizen of the country. Soweto Kliptown Youth Foundation, it started in 1987. But before Sky, I started KCYC, Kliptown Children and Youth Club, which is more like an after-school program that mainly deal with arts and culture, including sports. Kids come after school, they do their homeworks, others in the library, in our learning center, and then they'll be helped with their schoolwork either by volunteers on their own or by tutors. And then around 4 o'clock, that's when activities will start. Go into different departments or categories. Others do poetry, gumboot dance, Zulu dance, Tswana dance, dances in different forms. And then we've got also life skills where we can just talk about, life skills. I run a lot of motivation sessions where I talk about different things in life that affects young people and that can make young people to become successful. We have Feed the Children, where we feed kids of KCYC 3 meals a day, in the morning, during the day, and dinner. And most of the members of KCYC, I live with them. So I live with about 68 of them and taking care of them every day, making sure they get good education, good food, they're okay in their lives, we talk, As I went on and on teaching these kids for years, working with them, I realized that there was a contrast whereby we teach kids this, and then at home they teach kids this. So those are two different things. I don't say at home they're not teaching kids what is right. But what I'm saying is the burden would be much lighter if we were all talking the same thing. I would say to kids, please learn to share, as an example. And then at home, it's a situation where they say, why did you give them? I bought you this, and now you go and give. You see, so it becomes a problem in the mind of a child. So a child ends up not knowing which values to follow at the end of the day. So by having them at the center, it's more of seeing your products. You speak to them and you must see them if they implement what you teach them in life. If a child feels, I belong there, I love the vision there, I want to be part of that, doors are wide open. I don't really have a certain criteria that I use to choose, because other people would say, but Bob, this is meant for poor kids. And so-and-so is not poor. He's got mom and dad, he comes from a big house, he's got computers around him and this and that. And at the end of the day, I would say, but it's not about computers, it's not about the big house, it's not about what mom and dad have. Those are material things. It's about the soul of this child. It's about who this child is. And at the same time, it's good for the organization to have kids coming from different backgrounds, so that when this intercultural exchange taking place where they sit and interact, then they're able to learn from one another, pick up things. As an example, when we eat in the dining hall, we've got tables and chairs where they sit. Believe you me, that's a great opportunity for some of the kids to sit around the table with other kids and enjoy the meal. Because where they come from, some come from a shack, which is about 15 square meters. They can hardly accommodate a table and a chair. So they only have a bed and few stuff, a little cupboard. So when they eat, there's no table and chair. They only sit on top of the bed and start eating. So it's a problem for this child when this child goes out to visit others. You give this child food, then she'll end up looking for a bed where she can sit, because the mind, remember, children live what they see. And then at the end of the day, this child will end up feeling embarrassed because she'll tend to be a joke. And then people not understanding the causes, why this child is looking for a bed where she can sit and not a chair around the table, because where she comes from at home, that's not what she's used to, you know. So the blame is not on the child, but on the environment. Hence, the vision of SKY, Soweto Kliptown Youth, is to create a free-thinking society with maximum utilization of whatever is at hand, so that people can be free of who they are, you know. So for me, I don't choose where a child is coming from. They are all special and unique, because the child who's got computers and everything, I know of parents who've been trying to please their children, buying them everything in terms of materially, but instead they're making them worse. Those things cannot close the gap inside that child. The soul of that child doesn't need a computer. The soul of that child doesn't need 100,000 rand, doesn't need a most expensive motorbike. What the soul of that child needs is to spend time in Kliptown and play with the soil in Kliptown with all those kids who look dirty every day. They might be dirty outside, but inside they're amazing in here, you know, because they are exploring, they are creative, they are innovative. They make the best from anything that is at hand. They make something out of nothing. So let's start seeing things through the eye of a child. Let's start approaching things through the attitude of a child. Children have no boundaries. They don't see color. They can never notice that this one is white, this one is black, this one is Islamic, this one is Rasta, this one is Buddhist. No. Until we instill that in their minds. But they're just beautiful. They're just angels from heaven, and they come as they are. They don't tell lies until we teach them lies. So let's make things easy for our children. It's all about them, living for them. So, you know, you get to connect with them whilst they are still young. There's a phrase that says, make hay whilst the sun is still shining. So tell them the truth whilst they are still young, you know. That's why the system used to kill, according to the scripture also, boys during the time of Pharaoh, you know, boys used to be killed around the slavery time. The slaves would suffer so much that their boy children would be killed, so that they don't grow and take over. You know, Bob Marley is also mentioning that, you know, where he says, kill them before they grow. Kill them before they grow. Because if they can grow, they can become a disturbance, because they've got visions. They see visions. So, problem to the system. Yes. Yeah, I'm grateful, man. Sitting here as a young man, I've achieved quite a lot. Wherever I go, I meet a lot of my young people. And the good thing is you don't meet them with scars all over their faces, you know. You don't meet them with faces full of despair, I've given up, you know. I meet products, you know. I meet what I always look forward to create, you know. And if I meet others who are still lazy, I still shake them. I don't say, no, you're old enough, I can't talk to you. No, what's going on? Why can't you pull your legs, you know? Why can't you pull up your socks? You know, move, move, move. We're still proud of you. You still belong to us. Even if you are 60 one day or you are 80, let's leave the legacy. You got a privilege of learning. So a lot of them come back to the center. They are executive directors of companies. They bring connections. They bring food for the kids, you know. It's just a matter of not following them, but watching them and seeing if those things that you taught them, will they ever think back and give back to the society? But wherever they are, I'm sure there are children, you know, so they can always be positive mentors for the little ones and for themselves, and the pride for their families, and responsible citizens of the country and the continent at large. So it's not something that is small, you know. You achieve, you think you've achieved for yourself only. No, people around you who believe in you, you know, family, community, provincial, national, you know, country. continent global.